The Space Coast and the Central Florida community is such a unique place on Earth. Brevard Zoo is a beautiful example of that. 30 plus years ago, the community got together to build a zoo because they wanted to do something incredible. The military got involved, high tech got involved, but mostly the people got involved. And that conversation has been going back and forth for 30 years. But my favorite example of that happens to be a conversation that started at the state level. After many years of working in marine conservation, we realized there was this huge opportunity. The community was calling for a center to focus on saving the Indian River Lagoon. And we started planning around some basic ideas of building an aquarium. And we were lucky enough to get $1 million in the state budget. And unfortunately, because of shortfalls that year, that money was vetoed. And that's when we first met the Bowens. And the Bowens literally showed up with $1 million check to start us on the way to planning this aquarium. They are our founding donors for this really audacious, transformative project.
We just love the zoo. I call it's an arboretum with animals. I mean, it's beautiful. You couldn't go to some other place where there's just trees and flowers that's any prettier than the zoo property. But they have all these wonderful animals. I mean, we just couldn't believe our good fortune, everything. We love seeing the monkeys climbing all over the place. We love seeing people feed the giraffes. We just love nature in every sense of the word.
It's just a delightful day when you go to the zoo.
We wanted to say, how can we thank Brevard County? So I phoned up the zoo and I said, I'd like to talk to somebody about contributing some money to the aquarium. And so they set me up with a meeting with Keith Winston. Keith Winston is very, very special. One of the finest, if not the finest person I've ever met or heard about. We sat down with him and he explained what was going on with the aquarium. And Pat and I kept looking at each other that, oh my gosh, this is just what we're looking for.
Now there's going to be an aquarium.
I have confidence, just like I do in all the people at the zoo, that they're going to be doing the conservation. And there's so many other things of that nature, the healing of animals. And all these things add up to a wonderful, wonderful gift. It's going to be such a thrill for everybody from probably 1.5-year-old, on up to, our age. And it's just...
and the fact that it's going to be so open is really special to us.
It's hard for us to still believe this is really happening. Again, it adds to our feeling of a blessing of finding Brevard County. I mean, I could go on forever about how wonderful it is. Brevard, you have made our married life something that nobody could have dreamed. We are so happy.
And their contributions have grown exponentially with millions of additional dollars. That's really the bedrock of our financial base to build the aquarium. But that doesn't really speak to the whole nature of them. They are such amazing people. They've done amazing things. One small way we've decided to honor the Bowens is by actually naming the aquarium after them, the Bowen Aquarium. We can't think of a higher, better name to capture what they've brought to us in terms of their investment in the community and the legacy they're leaving behind. We're excited it'll carry their names forward, and it's memorable, and it will take its place among the many aquariums in the world that are named after people, and you can't forget them because they leave such an impression. And the beauty of the Bowens legacy is the impact it's had on all of us. So many of you out there have contributed in any way you can to this project, and their generosity has literally inspired a whole generation of folks to get involved. From their initial gift, based on trust, literally thousands of you have gotten involved and left your legacy with us together so that the next generation will be left something special to protect the lagoon, to invest in our community, to make sure our children grow up with their feet in the sand, still looking up at the stars. Thank you, Pat and John, for everything you've done for this community and everything you're doing through the Bowen Aquarium moving forward.